Hello there. Welcome to the Leeds House. It is the 8th of May on a Monday. We've just watched a horrendous match. I'm James.
I'm Kevin.
Welcome to us. How is everybody? Because we're feeling a bit shitty after the
What's it about the Everton game?
Brighton just turning over for us, but
That's a conspiracy, that is. They don't like us.
they don't like us.
It's all like all the seaside towns do not like Leeds.
It's all the Ben White thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely
We put Ben White on the map for everyone, and they haven't forgiven us for it.
I think for that Ben White is that money they got from Ben White is what turned them around, turned into this like super massive super scouting network. So
Yeah, it's all
that's
down.
sad.
It's all down to Leeds. While Brighton are amazing, so why the fuck?
Yeah, so we just watched this absolute shambles of Everton Brighton. Obviously, Everton was just won 5-1, and next we're just about to sit down and watch this Forest versus Southampton game as well, which is probably going to gut punch us again.
But there's always next week.
There's always next week when we're playing lowly Newcastle.
Yeah.
And they've only got a couple of decent players. What's his name? Bruno? He's not very good. That Alexander Isak is not very good either, is he, at all?
They've got a lot of good players. But
We've got
do you know who else has got a lot of good players?
Man City.
Man City, yeah. Man City have got a whole city of players that could just walk into any team.
Erling Haaland wouldn't even get into Leeds team after the way you played at the weekend.
No, what a terrible finisher, isn't it?
Oh no, yeah, imagine that.
Jesus
Imagine
Christ.
not wanting to take a penalty that sends your team that you support down.
Jesus, imagine having all them chances and couldn't finish past lowly Leeds.
Oh no, yeah. Imagine he just had the goalkeeper starting his first ever game in the Premier League for Leeds and not scoring past him, and your name's Erling Haaland.
I think is a sham. I think they need to get rid.
Yeah, well, he didn't score past us.
Thank you, Erling, for saving your supported team from an embarrassing day.
What do you mean? The scoreline wasn't embarrassing, was it?
It wasn't, but it could have been.
Very much should have been.
It should have been, to be fair. It was like, it's been said over and over, it was like a training game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Watching it and just watching us run around, not getting anywhere near them.
It was depressing.
It was. But
it's only 2-1.
Up until 5 minutes to go, it's 2-1. I don't know if you did. I was like, we got to nick up.
I was saying, yeah.
I was like, no way, we can't do that.
I was watching it with the missus, and she was like, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. And then they started wasting time in that as well. I was thinking, how is Man City doing this against Leeds?
Yeah. But to be fair,
it was fucking terrible.
90% of that match, it was a hard watch. We didn't really. I don't remember we played well. It's like you can come off that result and look at it and go, "Oh, it's a good result."
Yeah, because they've been spanking everyone, haven't they?
And it's like, is it just we were dogged and we were like putting pressure on them, or were they just having an off day?
I think it was an off day myself.
Either latter, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. An off day.
But we'll take it, because if anything that's going to give us a bit of a buzz or give us a bit of a boost, we have to take everything at this moment in time.
Well, after that Everton result, now that's just happened.
Definitely.
The only good thing about all of this is it's still in our own hands, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think at home Newcastle are beatable. I really do.
I think the next. Oh, Lord, here we go. Touchwood. I think the next 3 games are winnable.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anybody looked at yesterday's game as anything but just let's just take this hiding and get out of Manchester.
No one thought we were going to win. None of the fan base thought we were going to win. But I got to give a shout out. Obviously, where we obviously watched the game on the telly box. It was weird watching the game at 3:00 on a Saturday afternoon as well.
Yeah, the blackout.
I mean, on normal TV, not talking about wherever we normally watch our games on the what do they call it? The visual radio.
Yeah, that wireless.
Yeah, but it was really weird watching the game on Sky, and the away fans were amazing, weren't they?
They were incredible.
Absolute class. Honestly, all I could hear all game was them shouting, and it was brilliant, absolute brilliant from the Leeds fans.
Yeah, I mean,
made me proud to be sat here in my pants watching the match.
Yeah, but they do. They always turn up, and they always show out. The away fans are always like that, and I think especially after last week, because obviously they let their feelings.
Do you think we'll take that many to Plymouth next season?
No, because we won't be playing Plymouth next season.
Oh no, this is where obviously we've had this lovely, beautiful, optimistic podcast now going on for coming up to 19 episodes we've been going at this.
Jesus Christ.
Testimonial
time.
I know, but I think James has got the optimism hat on, but I think now, honestly, I'm fearing the worst.
I mean, realistically, you could be that way and be like, yeah, we've been shit. We probably deserve to be in the relegation zone.
Maybe I'm doing now because I'm kind of just like setting myself up.
The jinxy reverse.
Yeah, there's jinx reverse maybe as well. But I'm thinking more on the fact is if I take it in now and accept it for what it is, then if we stay up, it'll be
well, yeah. I had that sort of thing last week after the Bournemouth game. I was just like, just accept it. Just accept that we haven't had enough to stay up this year, and we'll just start again next season. But then the next week comes along, and you see something, and even if it wasn't the performance, there was like we stuck until the end. We got a 2-1 result, which we could have nicked something right at the end. I know that it's really, really optimistic to look at it, but there was a very small, the tiniest window, and it just gives you that little bit. And you think, right,
it did at the end, didn't it? And like when we go forward, there was some. I mean, like some of those laps past at the end. You thought, do you know what, if we took a little bit off that, we could have been in. And and that's all we needed. And it just goes that Rodrigo only needs a chance. But the way is he going to start in the Sam Allardyce system? Probably not.
I think you've got to play him. You've got 3 games left, and you need to score goals. And he's shown when he's played, he's been very prolific this season. There's 1 and 2 games or something.
Yeah, something like that.
So you've got to play him.
I think he's got the best 4th-5th best goals to minutes ratio in the league.
And Bamford was cack yesterday.
I
know he was isolated. I know he didn't get a lot of stuff, but the things that the times that he did get it, he was just like, there might as well not have been someone up there.
Yeah,
because it wasn't sticking. It wasn't him being up there wasn't giving us anything.
Yeah.
And maybe you just needed somebody to hit the channels and just run beyond.
Yeah.
Because his pace has sort of dropped off a bit. But yeah, I'd start Rodrigo next week.
I would be starting him too, but that obviously we're not football managers, are we? We're just 2 little idiots with a couple of mics that love Leeds. And it's really, really weird as well, being obviously today, because obviously Everton have just won, Forest could potentially win, and obviously we live in Coventry and they've just got into the playoffs today. And if we yo-yo with Coventry, I would be absolutely wounded. As much as I'd like my hometown to do well, I don't want them to be in a higher division than the team Leeds, obviously, my team.
No, me neither, but like, let's fuck Coventry off for a second.
Yeah. Well, should we just leave right out?
Yeah, we could do that. You were talking about
Durham. Jordan, you got to Durham, yeah. Go live in Durham for a bit.
Go next week.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's if you're basing what's going to happen over the last 4 or 5 games, then you just say we're down. We haven't got no fight, but Sam Allardyce has come in. You've just got to get behind them.
Yeah, of course.
Got to hope.
At the end of the day, we are obviously we won the appointment. It's a very strange appointment. It's a very non-Rads appointment with Allardyce, but you can see why they've hired him as well, because obviously CV and stuff.
And they're desperate.
And they are desperate. If we get down, he loses £250 million.
Yeah. Well,
I think from what I can see, it's probably going to stay though.
I think it'll still probably earn a profit regardless.
Yeah.
But it just won't be the profit that he wants. But I don't know. I don't know. That's, regardless of what happens in terms of the ownership, like, we know that there is at some point going to be a takeover, and there's going to be a good backing behind us, and it's going to look at improving all parts of the club, the ground, the training facilities, whatever. That's all going to change. But right now,
we just need Big Sam.
Yeah, we just need to focus on these last 3 games and just fucking just go out and even if we probably win a game, it might be enough. Just winning one game, it might be enough.
Could be one. And I'm looking at the fixtures. People saying Tottenham at home is the one. Last game of the season. I'm identifying Newcastle at home, because every time I've watched them, they look good, but they look a bit cumbersome at the back. And I think that might be a Rodrigo game. Would be Newcastle at home.
I think if we were up for it, and as we've seen in the very, very small windows of the season, if we're up for it and we're on our game, we can give anyone a game.
Yeah.
In this league, bar obviously, fucking the team that we played just the Saturday.
Champions elect.
Yeah. They're just a cheat code. You know, they made Arsenal look like.
Still didn't bring Calvin Phillips on.
I thought they were going to start him.
Yeah, so did I. I thought because they didn't play, kept Rodrigo off, but they started Rico Lewis in this right back defensive midfielder role. It's like he doesn't rate him. But then you see Calvin Phillips going over to the fans with the Leeds lads after the game, and I was like, oh, what could have been and all that. He shouldn't have left. It's his own fault, but maybe we don't know obviously what's gone on behind the scenes. But Leeds needed the cash.
Well, we obviously needed to make some sales, and we weren't getting
Only for the rest of the squad, was we?
And he obviously wanted to go there because he said he wanted to.
Yeah, he really wanted to go, but obviously we don't know what's happened, you know. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking picking feathers here, but yeah, maybe because obviously I miss him and I like the player. And in that game yesterday, he'd have made a difference for us.
Tyler Adams would have made a difference.
Tyler Adams would have probably made a bigger difference.
Yeah.
And with him out, Sinistera out, it's like, shit. Our two big players are out of the side.
I mean, attacking wise, as you said, as you pointed out, we always score a goal, and we did score a goal yesterday.
Yeah.
So there is the ability to score goals. And what's let us down over the past few games has been the ability to defend.
You mean the past 2 seasons instead of a few games?
Well, I'm obviously like the first part of Gracia's sort of little stint in charge. He sort of shored us up a bit. We looked okay, and then obviously from Palace onwards, it's just gone.
Yeah, well,
and Tyler Adams is probably a massive reason why that's been a case.
Of course it is. There's no denying that. It's like water is wet. Leeds miss Tyler Adams. It's exactly like that.
We do miss him. Can he just come back now?
Yeah, I wish he could come back now. But he was there after the game as well, clapping the fans and that as well. It was good to see the fans back on side. Yes, obviously from the match.
Well, we listened to him, didn't we? Well, you listened to him. They got rid of water.
Yeah,
which was the main sort of source of all our bad decisions. Have all sort of stemmed from him. So I mean, not completely on him, but when you're the director of football and the football decisions have gone so badly wrong. See you in a bit, mate.
Goodbye.
Bye, Victor Rota.
No one loves your daughter. Hey, that's pretty good. But yeah, so I mean, he's like you can say he's like the stem of all problems, really. And he's gone now. He's brought in Big Sam, and he's brought in Robbie Keane.
I don't even think he brought in Big Sam. I think that he wanted to keep Gracia, didn't he?
No, I'm on about Rad's.
Oh, Rad.
Sorry, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Auto wanted to keep Gracia. This is why he got sacked.
Yeah.
But obviously, you see with this Unai Emery business as well, where we could have got Unai Emery and he stuck with Jesse Marsh, or they didn't want to pay the release clause in these guys' contracts. Now he's gone to Villa and look how well they're doing. It's just ifs, buts, and maybes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's happened now. You can look back at all his bad decisions and go, yep, he's deserving of his sacking. That's fine. He's gone now.
I wish we would have kept Caleb Eckerman though, because we wouldn't be in this mess if we kept him.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we'd still be in the Championship.
I know, yeah. And what's his other? Borthwick Jackson.
Oh, Cameron Borthwick Jackson, yeah.
Oh, God.
Cameron Borthwick, we had him.
Yeah. If we still had him.
Oh, we'd be flying now.
We were in about a left back for about 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, Leif Davis is doing well at Ipswich as well, but I think League One, yeah, he's doing all right. League One player of the year.
Yeah, he's got like, what was it, 15 to 20 goal involvement?
Yeah, it's not bad for a left back in League One.
Yeah.
Even in League One, it's not that bad. But we've got Junior Firpo.
Yeah, I mean...
Do you know what? I'll be honest, I didn't think Firpo... I mean, some people were slaying him. I didn't think he was that bad against Man City. He got his head in places, didn't he? And he got an assist for Rodrigo.
Yeah, and it's like he did do a couple of good tackles. I noticed one really early on where he got stuck in and won the ball back, was really good. It's just the fact that both goals come from his side.
Yeah.
And
I'll blame more Rocker than him, though.
Well, not even Rocker. Anybody. Again, it was the same problem that sort of we've always had about a man coming in late to the box and not being picked up or not being noticed.
No, just thinking about Brennan Johnson goal that he scored passes there, and then it's always that late man coming into the box.
Yeah.
It's like the defence runs too far, then stop.
Yeah, but like I said, it's that whole stand in front of the goal and make little space, whatever.
We don't mention his name on this podcast anymore now. Anyway,
no, we won't mention his name.
It's like we're not allowed to talk about the Messiah either anymore because it just makes me cry.
got the Messiah. Big Sam.
Big Sam.
Big Sam's the Messiah.
Big Sam doesn't do press ups. He pushes the world down. For all, but do you know what? He came in. He did well in his press conference and that. And he's saying the right things.
Just do the right thing.
Just do the right thing, mate. And then obviously we've just seen that. Obviously the under-21s are in their playoff right now, and we're last time took 1-1, and we've got our £35 million record signing playing in that match right now.
Yeah,
and maybe if he could bang in a goal, could come in because come on, this lad's got something. He's been thrown
got
at
a big price tag at the moment.
A big price tag. But he's been thrown in the bus by a lot. Obviously, some of the fan base, which is understandable. But
yeah, because they want to vent somewhere. They wanted a prolific number 9 in, but as we've sort of touched on over and over again, the circumstances at the time of getting Ruta was very much like we had Rodrigo and Bamford, who were both fit. Whilst like I'm doing
air quotes,
quotes, sorry, and so. Like understanding it from my point of view, like okay, we've bought a young prospect in. We've got 2 forwards here, one scoring goals, but then one of them gets injured. You can't legislate for that. You can't prepare for that.
Yeah.
So if they did buy like a prolific number 9 that come in, say like a Gyökeres from Coventry, and then Rodrigo didn't get injured and he was just playing and he wasn't playing, it'd be like we're doing a waste of money then in that sense as well. So, but it's just turned out that it's gone against us type thing. Yeah. So.
Well, he'll tear us up that championship next year.
I hope so. If we go down, I hope that he stays.
That he's him and Nonto, because obviously I said it on the last one. Nonto looks like he's staying, but obviously you never know what's going to happen. Money talks and all that as well, doesn't it? But if we could have him, I mean, obviously I think Harrison's going to go. Adams will go if we go down. But do you know what? I'm not even going to talk. We mentioned this on the last podcast. Yeah. There's no point me going over again who I think will leave and who I think will stay because nothing's set in stone. But I've reading a lot of stuff today about obviously we're still on this takeover talk and one about obviously pumping out Ellen Road, like making it a bit bigger, and to put it up to a 60,000. Maybe that's a bit too much too soon.
Well, it wasn't in terms of when you look at how much like the ground holds now and how much people were waiting to get season.
Well, how many people is it waiting for a season?
There's like 20 plus thousand on the waiting list.
Yeah,
season tickets, and that's what like
one of them. Yeah,
sort of 30, 38, 40,000 already. I think it's gone down a little bit. It's what 36 maybe now. So yeah, you can understand like okay, we need to make this ground bigger. There's too many people.
But do you think if we went down, would you get 60,000 fans every week? I remember me and you going up there to Leeds Birmingham and there was nobody there.
Yeah, but that was when we were in our like wild lone days.
Yeah,
out in the forests of no return. What was going on back then? I don't think anyone did, but we're not that team anymore.
No, okay, we are. We've got an excellent fan base.
Yeah,
we've got a very pessimistic fan base, but that includes us as well at times. And I mean, we do have the optimists and the pessimists are going to get that. But one thing you are going to get with Leeds is real backing from the fans.
Yeah,
and even Orta. Even Orta had the backing up until the last minute. A lot of times took him a long time to turn on him, which is understandable.
And even with Orta, I mean, we can clearly see that he made some decisions that have ended up costing him his job. But he was passionate and he stuck to his convictions. He was picking managers and he was sticking by them, whether they were right or wrong. He was a very passionate dude, and you can see that. You can see it, like, in the at games and stuff, and on the documentary and that, how passionate he was. He was just not very good at his job.
It's not very good.
So it is what it is. But hopefully we'll get someone in now who can.
Well, I've seen on
someone that ain't broken.
One of the other lads on The View said that
Is that Whoopi Goldberg? Or she?
You? No.
Oh, she's been sacked.
The other lad, the content creator on YouTube, Ger. He's said, you're going after that Norwich guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a no from me.
I don't know how.
Maybe we don't need a director of football. Maybe just get the manager to pick what players he wants. Do you remember how that went before?
It did. Yeah, I remember that. But then it's like, it's that whole... I think people started getting in directors of football because of the manager shifts. So it's like managers buying all certain players, obviously what we've done with Marsh, basically.
Yeah, and then
players. Then another manager comes in and is like, well, I want to get rid of Christensen because I hate He-Man. I've never liked Skeletor, so I want him out. Rocker can't run. I want him out.
Turns like a canal bar.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, so that's the whole point of having someone to come in to make these decisions. Obviously, you work with your manager.
So you think these? I mean, obviously I don't know too much about what the director of football is doing, because the director of football I've been seeing for years has not been doing very well. But these guys bringing in players that could fit into different systems, different managers, or bringing in the right managers for those players and all that. Well, I guess I guess that works, doesn't it?
That was the whole point of it. So it was taking a massive job off a manager. You want your manager to just do your team, sort your coaching out, pick the team, pick the right tactics, and then instead of like thinking about, oh God, I need to go out and convince this player to come, blah 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 blah. It can work in some cases if you've got a really successful manager that's like, let's say, don't want to mention his name, but obviously Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, he picked his own players, didn't he?
Yeah, obviously they had the odd clever sons.
Yeah,
like that.
Clever Sims, that's a good Tom Clever.
Like, I don't think.
What about Jemba?
I don't think many football decisions went without Alex
signing them off. Yeah,
just like Bielsa. The same with Bielsa, but obviously he didn't have as much to work with as the big red.
I mean, how many players Orta took to Bielsa and said, "Do you want him? Do you want him? Do you want him?" And how many times he said no? I reckon there would have been a lot.
I reckon he had a whole list of like people in the hospital beds. Like, once he recovers from this brain injury, he's going to be a top winger.
Yeah, he likes project players though, and
he does.
And obviously you can see with the rut.
It's the resale value, isn't he? Like, he wants to get someone in on the cheap, regardless of whether they're young, whether they've like been injured, they've not had the success that they thought they would have, and then like sort of remoulding them into and then selling them on, but it's just not always worked. And Southampton here.
Oh, sorry
about that.
Some Forest in the background.
Come on,
scored.
Southampton scored.
Southampton started this game really, really well. Phil Walcott looks like prime Walcott.
This is what I'm saying. Like, these are the teams at the bottom, and they're starting to turn it on, and then you get us.
We only lost 2-1 against Man City, mate.
But to be fair, I will say, McKennie put a shift in.
McKennie did
touch the ball a lot, but he
ran, didn't he?
He did. He put a shift in.
Yeah, Big Sam says he could knock his teeth out if he wouldn't.
Yeah.
But did you notice that he's got a long throw?
Yeah, I do.
Where did that come from?
From his arms.
That before?
From his arms. I don't think they know.
Because he didn't want to do it.
I don't think they know.
Because he's always holding. He's always got tacos in his hands instead of football.
Because that was one of Marsh's ploys last year with Rafinha, but he could only throw it to like the edge of the 18-yard box. I'm like, it's not really a big throw, mate, but. Yeah, he's got a bit of a boomer throw on him, hasn't he?
I think that's going to suit Sam Allardyce, isn't it? It's going to keep him in the seat now, definitely.
Yeah, that's it.
Can't win a flick on.
I bet he went to McKennie like, you need to do something to get the ball into the box, otherwise you're getting dropped next game. It's like, I'll just fucking throw it in then.
I'll just throw it in. I've got to put my tacos on the floor and not throw the ball in.
Throw it in. No, but he did. He put a shift in yesterday.
Yeah, he went. So, I mean, it's mad. Do you know, like, see this passing stats for Jack Harrison? I'm not even going to say about him, but if you want to look at them, find them. It's like he didn't make one single pass to another player. But obviously, he couldn't get the ball to him.
Yeah, I think he took the ball about 2.5 times in the whole game, to be fair. It's even like Nonto, when he was getting the ball and he was sort of, he'd dink it over a player, but then there would just be like 2 or 3 Man City players there. It was just, it was almost as if they were playing with about 2 or 3 extra men.
Oh no, it did feel like that at times.
Why are we so far off?
I mean, they've had that 18-year-old lad in the centre
Rico Lewis,
absolutely terrorising us. The lad's 18.
It's funny when you look at it and you go, these two teams are professional footballers. They're both playing the same league, and it was even Man City against Arsenal as well, who have been top for that pretty much the whole season. It was the same. Yeah. Same. They just make.
I think Man City are on another level, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they are.
Because like you just said, they're a cheat code.
They are. They're a cheat code.
And they could probably go and buy over 3-4 players in the summer if they really wanted to.
Well, look what's happened. And they've bought in like a the top sort of like number 9.
Yeah, in world football at the moment.
And he's broken the league goals already in the first season, which just goes to show you, like, them as a team, you get the right player in the right position, and it just and it can make them, their game go to another level.
Yeah.
So that's what you get when you play Man City.
Yeah, but he didn't score against us though, did
He didn't, but he scored 35 goals
Yeah.
in the league, just the Premier League,
Oh no.
and he does support us. So I
Yeah,
reckon
that's good. Yeah.
it would have been. He could have scored. He could have scored about 7 goals past us.
And he could have had that penalty as well, which was fun.
He could have, and he was like, "No, I'll let him take it to get his hat trick."
And he missed.
And he missed, and then it was funny because no one thought anything at that point. As soon as they missed that penalty, it was like, whoa.
They shit their pants, weren't
It
it?
was like roll, bang, and we scored straight after it. And it was
Great
like,
finish by Rodrigo, though, weren't it?
yeah, he's got that, and I'm glad this season he's really showed that he can put the fucking ball in the net.
Yeah.
I just wish he did it last season and the season before that.
Yeah. Well, his first season weren't that bad.
He was a bit hit and miss throughout the season. Then he had that last little period, didn't he?
Yeah, he scored those quality goals against Burnley, didn't he? Yeah.
I thought, next season he's gonna be. Yeah. Oh, but no, he wasn't. Unfortunately,
but he was all right. Yeah, he's been our most obviously consistent threat along with Sinister.
He's been great this year. I haven't got a bad word to say about him.
Jack Harrison, but obviously Harrison looks like Harrison's purple patch is over.
I mean, I'm not going to judge anyone's sort of form against Man City because it doesn't matter how good you are before. If you don't get the ball, you're not doing anything. My concern is obviously Newcastle.
Yeah,
and just
beat them.
Like you look at Newcastle, and I know like they're fucking 3rd, 4th in the league, and they've been amazing all season. But you look at Newcastle, and you're like, we've got a chance.
We've got a chance
to win this one. Like yesterday, not one person looked at that game and went, Leeds got a chance.
Yeah.
And nobody did. Absolutely no.
Not all. Not even us.
Not even us. No, not even us. Like, and I for one, am always like, if we turn up and play our best, we can get something out of this game, and that's been against Liverpool, United, Arsenal, all of them. Man City. No, I was like, we're not getting anything out.
Nothing at all.
After the way we've been playing and the way they're playing, not a chance in hell. But 2-1.
Well, we've given them one of the closest scorelines they've had in a while, which ain't bad.
Yeah,
but after
we can take something from that. Yeah.
After the game, though, right? It's okay. Yeah. So the game's finished. It's 2-1 to Man City. Fans are back on side with the players, and then you just had that sneaky feeling in the back of your mind, thinking, "Big Sam could do this."
He's got every chance he can do it.
Yeah,
we're not cut adrift from anyone. I know we've dropped into the relegation zone now with the Everton win, but they're only 2 points ahead of us, and they've got Man City next.
Yeah,
so next week it could all change again.
But we all had Everton down, obviously with their running, and Brighton away. I had them down. I thought they'd be below us.
Well, to be fair, right, out of today's games, I in my head I thought Leicester are probably going to beat Fulham and Brighton are going to beat Everton.
Yeah.
It just happened to be the other way around. So, I'm no different in my head, like where we would be now, if the results in my head went the way I thought it was going to go.
It's still in our own hands, though, isn't it?
Of course it is. Yeah, this game here, I'm not too sure
how this is going to go.
Too sure.
Yeah, they're both going for it. Yeah. And I can see, but from what I can see, Southampton are looking a bit better than Forest at the moment. If there's going to be a winner, we want obviously. We ideally just want Southampton to win, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think Southampton can put on a performance though. They've done it this season. They beat Man City. I know it was in the League Cup, but
they drew with Arsenal as well.
They drew with Arsenal. They probably should have won that game. And they can turn on a performance. So I'm hoping they do it today, because I want Forest to go down purely because they've spent so much money on about 70 players, and I just feel sorry for Lewis O'Brien.
Oh no, he could have come to us, couldn't he?
Not even because he could have come to us. Like he got signed and went to play in the Premier League. I don't think he played at all. Not much anyway.
He played okay on subs and that a few times, didn't he?
And then it come to the summer, and then they didn't even have space for him anymore. It took him half a season.
Can he?
Yeah, it took him half a season to not fit in. I felt so sorry for him. So, yeah, I want Forest to go down, and just so we can nick some of their players, like Brennan Johnson.
I'd take Brennan Johnson.
I'll have Brennan Johnson.
But I mean, if it's hypothetically, if you went down, and obviously going back up next year, if we went down, you'd want Leicester to really ideally stay up.
Why?
Because you don't have to play them next year. And
Leicester, if Leicester go down,
You think they'll capitulate?
I think, yeah. They haven't been able to buy anyone, have they?
No.
So I don't know.
No, I don't really care who goes down. The problem with Southampton is they'd probably keep the majority of their squad.
Yeah, they probably would.
Because they're all youngsters and have all been signed with the future in mind.
Everton would be
in
this shit. They might even still go down anyway.
Yeah.
Depending on what happens.
With this, but it's not, they won't happen to them this season.
It's bullshit, that is.
Yeah, I know.
Reading got theirs done, but
if Everton went down, they'd be fucked. Brand new stadium and all that come in. And they've got no sellable assets really, apart from, say, maybe Calvert-Lewin and Jordan Pickford.
You can imagine what will happen if obviously we go down. To be fair, if anyone goes down and Everton stay up, and then after they come to a decision and go, yeah, you can have a points deduction, but we'll put it on next season. You can imagine the
uproar from
the uproar. Yeah, but like, why have you done it now when like yeah.
Would you want to stay up on a technicality?
Yeah.
Yes. Of course, I'll fuck you.
Absolutely. No question about that. But again, I'm probably one of the only people that won't be worried if we go down.
I won't be worried if we go down. We'll have lots of content for our podcast.
Yeah, it'll be nice. We might win a few more games. See a few of the youngsters.
Yeah,
ripping up the championship because we've got a lot of good youngsters.
Yeah. Rutter, Archie Gray-Perkins,
Lewis Bate.
Yeah,
he's had a season at Oxford.
I mean, we're not going to lose the majority of the squad.
No, we won't.
Do you know the funny thing is? We'll probably end up keeping all the defence except for Koch.
Yeah, well, Koch will be gone. Mm-hmm. Christensen can go.
Do you want me to drive? If you're listening, Rasmus, I'll drive you.
He seems like a nice dude.
Yeah, he's
again right. Let's.
We can't live off. We can't have a football club on vibes, though, James.
No. But listen, let's just give these players a chance. We'll say you've not been good enough. Say if we go down, right? Christensen might be a competent defender in the championship.
Yeah, but Ayling will be the best right back in the championship because of the way he plays in that league.
But he can't defend.
Yeah, we won't need to defend that much in that.
Well, maybe not. But you don't know, though. You don't know.
Ayling was prime Cafu in the championship, mate.
He was.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah. He can still get forward now, but
He'll get forward in championship. But he'd probably go though because he's quite a big earner, you know.
Is he?
Yeah,
go back to Betis.
He's like the top 10 earners in the club easily.
Fuck's sake.
Maybe in the top 5. He's like 65, 70 grand a week or something. He's on
for that moustache as well.
Yeah, that moustache.
We want to go back to Betis. There was a talk about that, weren't there?
Yeah, well, I hope so.
But
it depends what happens. It depends if we've got somebody in. I mean, him talks to Grimaldo. He ain't going to come over in the championship playing Plymouth, mate. Can't wait to see Rutter play away at Rotherham.
Hjálmar,
yeah. There isn't that much. There's a nice little underflow of talent there. But we're not going to lose the entire squad. I'm telling you, we'd lose 3 or 4 players, I think.
Well, it depends, because if there might be a player that we don't want to lose or don't think we have to lose, but then someone comes in and we'll pay such and such amount of money. And Forest have just scored.
Oh, shit.
Forest have just scored a goal, and I feel this game's going to be a Forest win now.
Oh, well, it just gets better. Do you know what? I think that's a good note to leave this podcast on, just so everybody just knows where we are at in our heads. We are going to do another one this week, though, aren't we? Because
we'll get a good preview of the
Newcastle game, and we'll just obviously do what we're doing now, chatting shite. This one's been a bit of a weird, random, just chatting one. We spoke about Man City, but not much at all. But this is what this podcast is turning into. Really. Talking about everything.
How can you really dissect, from a Leeds point of view? Yesterday,
you can.
How can you really dissect that performance?
That's why we've just been talking about the future and stuff on this one.
Could we have offered a bit more when we had the ball? Probably. Yes. But off the back of what we've just witnessed in terms of Bournemouth and Palace and the Liverpool game, and you've just got to go, right, you've lost 2-1 at Man City. Right at the end, there was a small chance that you possibly could have nicked a draw.
Yeah. And McKennie's header as well. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, it was like the one attack we did.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That cling on.
Oh, yeah. We need to talk about this before we finish up as well.
Yeah.
Matt Rocker's free kick. And Big Sam's reaction was funny.
He was so happy with that free kick.
It
Wasn't he? He
was.
was
He
like,
said, "That's fucking amazing," he said.
"Oh, Rocker, if I was your wife," no, he said something like "fucking waste."
Fucking waste, he said.
It was a fucking waste.
So yeah, I think we'll leave it at that.
Mm.
We'll come back to you possibly Wednesday or Thursday this week with a preview of Newcastle, which we probably should do a good proper preview for once instead of just chatting garbage.
Or even better idea, Kev. Just do what we always do.
Yeah.
And we'll just
wing it.
We'll just do what we do. We'll let's just get the seats that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we've already decided next year we're going to start we're going to be doing a podcast alongside with some videos and that as well. And we did say that before, didn't we? But we're going to bring it to the foil because we've got so many views. We had 20 views on our last YouTube video.
Yeah. And maybe
22 before that. So obviously you guys are crying out for this.
Yeah, and maybe even give it a bit of a sort of heads up of where we come from, because we just popped up out of nowhere, don't we? Yeah, we support Leeds and started talking about the games and that. So yeah, we'll probably do something about that. And
I just want to let you know we're not professionals. I know you probably think that. We're not journalists. We've not worked in any sort of TV before.
No.
We're just some randos to support Leeds, really. But we are going to take it to the next level.
I've sat on the TV once.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah. Broke it.
And you got caught robbing cheese in quick save.
It's Aldi,
sorry. Okay, so yeah, I think we're going to leave it there with James getting
and there's nice cheese.
Yeah.
Well, I say it was nice. I didn't get to taste it.
I want to close it down. He's going
fell out my shorts.
It did, yeah.
But yeah, I was 8 years old, so
yeah.
you know what them 8-year-olds are on with the mad cheese eaters.
So I've been Kevin.
Bit of a pandemic. I'm still James.
Thanks for listening to Leeds House, and we'll be back to you soon.
Take care, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.